Mommies. This is Marlena, the twins mommy. So I've been feeling like this nudge to make this video about how to increase fertility after the age of 40. And I don't know who this video is for, but I'm just going to be obedient and make the video. So, a little bit about my background. I tried for years to have a baby, and I went to a fertility doctor. I was married. We did everything. I took pills. I I tracked my ovulation. I did everything you can possibly imagine. Went through a divorce, um, had a miscarriage at some point with someone else, and that's another story. But my doctor ended up telling me that I had like a 3% chance of having a child, less than that. I remember just being in so much emotional pain. It was one of the worst times of my life. So what I did was I quit my job. Well, right around that time, I was laid off actually, and I decided to just live my life. And as I look back, before I found out that I was pregnant with twins, I remember some things that I did because my body, my hormones were off after the fertility medicine, the miscarriage, and then I had a surgery after that. I mean, it was just everything was off, and I could just feel that everything was off. So I just started to do some things differently, not to get pregnant, but just to do some things differently, just so I could just kind of get some sense of self, some sense of normalcy back. And I thought about it, and these were some things that I did, and this is just something for my ladies out there, my mommies that are working to have a child and it's not working. And media tells us that after 40, you cannot have a child or something's going to be wrong with your baby. That's a lie. The devil is a lie. We're going to rebuke that right now. So, the very first thing I had to absolutely do was relax. So, when you're trying to have a baby, I mean, my mommies know, y'all know it can be stressful. Like you're hoping you can have the baby, your body can hold the baby. You're hoping and you're praying and you're not telling people about the pregnancy or that you're even trying because it may not work. Just know that if it is meant for you to have a child, you will have a child. Period. Period. And um, just know that God is God. And that if it's meant for, if He means for you to have a child, you will have a child. And also be open to the fact that you may not actually give birth to the child. You may adopt a child. A child may, you may acquire a child in a different way. So don't just be so closed in on, oh, I'm gonna, birth a child. Be open and relax. Release the grips of trying to get pregnancy because that within itself causes stress that can block you from getting pregnant. And I know because I did that myself. The second thing I would say is I wrote this down, speak life into your womb. Um, I looked at it. I actually called it before I actually was trying to, really conceive. I called it cleaning up your room. It's almost like a bedroom, and you have to sweep the floor, you have to mop the floor, you have to dust, you have to get all that stuff out so you can have some rest. So clean your room, speak life into your room. And what I mean by that is tell your womb that you love your womb. Tell your body that you love your body. Rub your stomach. Tell your body what it's going to do. Speak affirmations into your body, into the place. I will hold a child. My child will be healthy. My child will be blessed. My body is capable of holding a child. So that is the second. The third is to go out into nature. Man, nobody can tell me that there's not healing in nature. Like I've always gone out into nature and gotten healing um, during some of the most difficult, challenging times in my life. So if you want a child and you're conceiving, you're doing everything, nothing seems to be working. Relax, speak into your womb, go out into nature, quiet the noise around you, and just hold your body, hug your body, breathe in this good, fresh, clean air. I want you to just go into nature, and I want you, and I did this so much before I got pregnant. I mean, I did this so much. I would picture myself pregnant, like visualize myself pregnant. I would think about the type of mom I would be, what I would be teaching my child. I mean, I would just like really just engulf myself in the thought of mommyhood, um, adopting a child. What child? What kind of child would I adopt? What kind of school would they go to? And how will my baby look? Will my baby look like me? Or just really feel it. Feel it. There's something about visualization that is so powerful. The very last thing that I want you to do is, or try, I want you to figure out how to get around children. Just I want you to find a way to actively spend time with children. So when I was before I got pregnant, I was working at a middle school. Before that, I was working at a prison, very super stressful job. But then I started working at a prison, I mean at a middle school. It was still stressful, but I was around children all the time. They would hug me. They were not supposed to hug me. I had to tell them that all the time. We would have conversations about life. They called me Miss Marlena. I mean, it was just amazing being around all of these children. And I don't know what was going on, but something was going off in my body about babies. I don't know what it was, but being around all these children did something to my body. So I did all of these things after I had this miscarriage at 4 months, and when I started doing this, it wasn't to get pregnant. It was to really try to get myself back together because I had went through when I told you all the first one was to relax, I was stressed to the max. I mean, I was super stressed. Um, I wasn't speaking life into my womb. I started speaking life into my womb just because I wanted it to heal. And this was after a diagnosis of endometriosis. And I spoke life into my womb, and I did it in nature when I was visualizing myself as a mommy, because I had to come back to the fact that I'm still a woman and that I can still have children if I wanted to. Because at that point, I was going to pay $10,000 and freeze my eggs because the doctor said you have like a less than 3% chance. And then I started working at the school shortly after um, my children came. So I just want to tell you all, and this is real. You will have a baby. You will have a baby. You will have a baby. Your body can hold a baby. You will have a baby. It may not come the way you expect it to come. I never expected to be a single mother in my 40s with twins, but I'm here. This wasn't how it was supposed to go in my book. Um, but God is good. God is good. And don't hang yourself up on the idea that you can't have children. I don't care what the doctors say. I don't care what the nurses say, what the medical field says, what the research says. I do not care. You can and you will have a child if it is meant for you to have a child. If God means for you to have a child, you will have a child. And it may not come the way you expect it to come. I was at the point of freezing the little eggs I did have. I was going to freeze those. Um, I mean, and I wasn't out there having sex and doing this, and I wasn't doing all that. I'll tell you about how I found out I was pregnant in another video. But sis, you gonna have a baby. All right, mommies. Talk to you later.